happened, and one of the lessons is to be able to transmit the accreditation data. We're going to transmit both the accreditation figures and the results on election day. We're giving assurance Nigerians that on election day, both the accredited data and the actual votes cast will be transmitted simultaneously and accurately. Yakubu also said that the INEC poll will now show both the results from the unit and the accreditation data from the unit. So we can see whether there's voting in real time. Now, what I want you to tell me, Lagos, if you think INEC is taking the right steps here. Has INEC responded well to the Osun State results? 700-993-993-993 045-7190. We've got WhatsApp. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. You've heard what the chairman of INEC has said, what the plan currently is. Do you think that they've responded well to the verdict that we got out of Osun State? 99.3, hello.
Hello, good evening, Lady Sandra.
Good evening, sir. What's your name?
Let me remain anonymous. I've been calling you like now. Thanks for last time I got Tony.
Oh, fantastic! I'm glad. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks. First, foremost, I've been trying to get across to you people, right from Joyce and Yamuwa's stuff till the time you took over. Then Nkobi, is it Chukudi? But luckily I got through now. Are you people aware of what is going on in Benin or Lagos Road?
What's going on in Benin or Lagos Road? Hello? Hello? Oh, that's unfortunate. Call us back if you can. 99.3. Hello? Hello? Oh, that's unfortunate. Call back if you can. 99.3. Hello?
Good evening to you, Lady Sandra.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm very okay, my dear.
All right. Welcome, sir. What's your name?
My name is Prince Wise, calling you from Amuodofi.
Welcome. Go ahead.
About Osun election. Number one, if our INEC chairman, those officers that represent them in Osun, if they are 5, they are 10, they are 20, they're supposed to be tried. Because they collude the politicians to do all this hard work. Now, you are giving 2 or 3 different type of BIFA resources. Is that what you said to do? And this is a politician that's so clever. Look at when a party, you know the rule that when you overvoting all the elections will be cancelled. Then they don't different from one party. So BIFA now is the winner. And the winner that they declare today, before they go through High Court and the Tribunal, Appeal Court, Supreme Court, it might have used of 1 year in office, which is not okay. And this also is a lesson for the coming election for our politicians. If you do a mistake, you will do for voting any part of this country, your vote is zero. So for me, Sandra, I just want to appeal to INEC. Because anybody that find one thing is supposed to be tried and punished to do itself a good lesson for others. That is my own stake this afternoon. Good evening to you, Friday, my dear.
Good evening to you. Thank you very much for calling. If you just joined in, hello to you, Lagos. I just brought you our first story on today's road to February 2023. Like I said, it's 18 days until the general elections on February 25th. And INEC says that BVAS is good to go. Remember that they ran mock elections over the weekend in some parts of the country. And INEC says that BVAS machines did their job, but they're saying, however, that they will change parts of their process in response to the judgment out of Osun State over the Guber elections. Mahmoud Yakubu himself spoke about this, the INEC chairman. And he said in the general election, INEC will do everything possible to transmit the accreditation data from the BVAS machines in real time so that we'll not hear stories about synchronization later on. Let me read to you again what he said. He said, quote, "I would not like to comment on the Osun issue because it is a matter in court and is sub judice. However, in every situation, the Commission carries the experience from what has happened to improve the processes for the next second. We have learned some lessons from what happened, and one of the lessons is able to transmit the accreditation data. We're going to transmit both the accreditation figures and the results on election day. We're giving assurance to Nigerians that on election day, both the accredited data and actual votes cast will be transmitted simultaneously and accurately." So all that big grammar is essentially that INEC portal will now show both the result from the unit and the accreditation data from the unit, as well as transmission. So translate both accreditation data and result, and their portal will show the result live as they enter. So that way all of us will see whether anywhere is doing overvoting, and we can shout sharp. So that's what they're doing. I need you to tell me what you think. Do you think I can cite debts here? Do you think they're responding well to the judgment out of Osun State? Share your thoughts over WhatsApp as well. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. You can tweet at us at Nigeria Info FM. You can also share your thoughts on Facebook, Nigeria Info 99.3. If you'd rather just call, women call us on 01-465-7190. Men call us on 0700-993-993. Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for watching.
To me, I believe what the INEC chairman said, I think it's okay. We just need improvement to improve in our electoral system every time, so that we'll be able to, downturn some of these irregularities that we are getting from the election results. Yes, because they use some of these mistakes from the INEC to have their way in the
court.
law. So it's wrong. I need to tweak because especially now in this situation that we are going in now, there's going to be a lot of fresh parties that are going to come in because I'm seeing a revolution that is about to happen. So we don't want to have a lot of cases like that to be hanging and then giving advantage. I mean, allowing the court to take advantage of us again.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much for calling 99.3. Good evening. Hello. Okay, this wasn't picked up yet. 99.3. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. What's your name?
Good evening. This is Abiodun calling from Shore.
Abiodun, welcome.
Thank you. The first thing I want to say concerning INEC is the fact you saw last week. They actually confirmed that most Nigerians have lost confidence on INEC to conduct a very good elections this year. And the first statement they ought to have made after that judgment was to go after everyone who had compromised in that election. But we didn't see that. Nobody was arrested. Nobody, in fact, there was no clear statement from INEC. They just kept mute. And for me, that bothers me. Of course, it is important to learn from past elections and improve on it. But INEC, for me, had not demonstrated enough capacity to really show that these elections will be different from what we have had before. Okay. And then for the opinions that give Peter Obi the victory, I want to say that we should select too early. They actually need to still work and keep working. For me, it's a tall order, but it is not impossible.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, beautiful caller. I will say, however, that when the Osun verdict emerged, I did say that they were looking towards punishing who worked at the particular polling units in question. So INEC just look away, do anything. Now, of course, there was no public arrest. No names have been released to the public about which INEC officials did what. But INEC did talk about, punishment is coming. Investigations are ongoing to find out which INEC staff were involved in what happened with Osun State's overvoting. 99.3. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing? What's your name, ma'am?
Fine. I am Deborah Akasa.
Welcome, Deborah.
I'm telling you the truth. Do well.
Okay.
I make you do well.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
Mark it down. they are taking the crown to put on Obi's head. So no argue it. They cannot remove that crown to his head. God has given him that power.
Okay.
They should go on. And they claim it. God has declared Obi president of Nigeria. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We've got Kane there on the line. Kane, how are you? Welcome.
Thank you. My issues with the INEC right now, I think our mind and our hope on the election coming to the 5th of February.
Okay.
But my issue now is this matter of reorganization the INEC is trying to put in place. I mean, how efficient, how successful can we run we should have already the result, the affirmation of the result. Whereby at the end of the day, a court judge will not, a court order will not eventually overrule the result at the end of the day. Whereby the Nigerian parties have already accepted the result of putting booth, and at the end of the court, the judiciary is so about the danger to decide, like it's happening the future. I mean, we're talking about our future right now. Because you can't continue to go in this lane of going to the judiciary every time you go on an election day. I mean, we have to settle the some of the people. We have to be down on the poll. And then ending up at the court judge, at the court housing. It's not done. It's not done anywhere. I mean, how affirm, how guarantees can we be?
Okay, thank you again for calling. Okay, it seems to be really distracted, so it was making it really difficult to follow case train of thoughts. And I wasn't sure if it was a man or woman because he called our number 4 men. We've got comments on WhatsApp, so let's look at a few of them. This one here says, if I consider the INEC plan carry out operations for accreditation and voter uploads to server is a welcome development. Why can't Beavers be working by the way computers examination be right? One time will tell if Mr. Obi will be compared or Lakomi with that message. Okay. Authentic from Satellite Town, who says this same Prince YS that said Osun people really come out to decide who will be the governor of that state election, the governor, that the election was free and fair. Okay. We've got Tobias Son from Af Media, who says, what do you expect to hear from government magic is still intact with respect to late of blessed memory. But this month, 23 election not toyed with from media with 9.3. Hello?
Hello.
Hi, what's your name, sir? All right, turn that radio off and then call me back. 9.3. Thanks, sir. I'm very well. What's your name?
I wanted to speak on this Osun election.
Go ahead, please.
Particularly.
Yeah.
I think an aspect that Nigerians don't seem to be looking at.
Okay.
I'm going to give you an example of what happened to me in relation to INEC portal.
Okay.
I did a transfer my team record because my wife from one part of Lagos to another part of Lagos.
Okay.
And so when the thing came up and they said we can go ahead and check portals and find out whether the process were quite okay. I checked for mine. Mine was in order. In other words, my transfer was in order on the portal. I checked for my wife's phone. It was not there.
Okay.
Went to pick up the I found my wife's phone. It's important for INEC to interrogate this process again. I would have thought that INEC should be able to process to totally audit. At Kenya, they have to do that. You have to audit the bid, not by INEC now, but independent auditors. To look at the bid processes, whether, for example, when accreditation takes place, it would immediately or be captured by the server, or whether it will under capture this instance. And in addition, it is important to know whether the people who are uploading actually do it correctly. Because I am still one of who hold the people, because I did with some of that persons before the Osun election, and I got a clear opinion that Ade was going to win the election. That's my opinion now.
Okay.
Now, I feel that there is a problem. They need to look at it very critically with the process of INEC.
Okay.
INEC must get third-party persons audit their process, include both hardware and software.
Okay.
Don't do that. What you don't have is a situation where we are not even sure what's going to happen in general elections.
Okay.
So I think it is important to get third-party auditors who will tell us when the process from Beaver to their server do work. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling. We appreciate it. I think I called the nominee for Missing 64 caller of the week. Okay. I think we can launch into this part of on the big Stears poll. You know Stears, they come on the show all the time. We're always interviewing Stears, policy, etc., etc. And there are quite a few things about this poll that are very different from the polls that we've seen so far. Let me tell you. First of all, this poll is actually predicting a winner. The Stears Poll is predicting a winner. Second of all, this poll is predicting two different winners depending on turnout. Stears says if turnout is high, LB of the Labour Party will win. But if turnout is low, Bola Tinubu of the APC will win. Thirdly, I told you that there are things that are very different about this poll, right? Thirdly, Stears says this is the first ever Nigerian poll that also includes a predictive model. Let me tell you why a predictive model is important. We have covered lots of polls here on Hard Facts, right? And each time we end up talking about undecided voters, voters who refuse to say who they were supporting, most of the times the number is so high that the poll is inconclusive. So I'll give you two examples. The ANAP polls that we took a look at, the two ANAP polls, Peter Obi had higher percentages than any other candidate, but the percentage of silent voters was so high that if you added it to runners-up, they would overtake Obi. So you couldn't, based on those polls, predict an Obi victory. Now that's where the predictive model comes in. It allowed Steers to predict how a respondent will vote, and even if they refuse to say, how will this respondent vote? Let me tell you how it works. Let me tell you how it works. So they give you a survey. The survey will ask the voter multiple questions. So things like your age, your gender, income level, education level, religion, ethnicity, how you rank issues, etc., etc. Based on the combination of answers, you can now place the respondents in different groups. Based on that, you can check each group and see whether there are plenty Obi voters here, plenty Tinubu voters here, plenty Atiku voters here, plenty voters here, plenty workers voters here, and based on that, you can predict how the silent voters in that group will vote. Now, this is not something that Steers invented, by the way. It's called a probit model. If you ask a statistician, they'll tell you that probit models are used all over the world in various fields for predictive modeling. So based on their probit models, Steers saw a strong preference for Obi. But that wasn't enough. Because remember, not be everybody we talk say they go vote, we go vote. So if a poll is going to be reliable, it should be able to separate likely voters from less likely voters. Steers say they've done that, and that's why they have two predictions based on voter turnout. When we come back from this break, I will tell you the predictions. You already know the headline, right? They say if people come out, Obi wins. If people don't come out, Tinubu wins. I will tell you how they broke that down into what and what percentages, what and what numbers after this break. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. You're listening to Hard Facts on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Don't go away.
Aspira. So the way you dey since. Where that criminal? You must pay my rent today.
Oga landlord, calm down.
Officer, Dakun, I beg you to your loan. Before carry this, keep me rent first.
Oga landlord, them no dey carry me go where. In fact, now my personal security. My life. Your wife tell me I want to have 150 million naira. Take am. Now the cash with this.
Yay! Na lie yo!
Na true, Oga landlord. With the one win for Mega Millions Naija Lottery. My life will change, oh!
Mega Millions Lottery. Will be Sonny. Our fit play now.
Oh, now don't hear am. Oh, yeah, sharply visit www.megamillionsnaija.com to register, play, and win. This message is brought to you by Mega Millions Naija. Play it, win it. Not for those under 18.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tunji Bakari. I've been a medical doctor for over 20 years, and sometimes I have to recommend my patients leave the country to get urgent care. But with 5G, I don't need my patients to spend enormous amounts of money to fly out. I can consult real time with experts all over the world without needing to get a visa. Even monitoring patients with heart conditions or patients that are at risk of other ailments alone at home can be done with the wearable technology 5G facilitate. Even though I'm a doctor, I keep having to convince my patients this is real magic. Bridge the gap with MTN 5G. It offers hyper-fast internet speeds, simple buffering application only possible for its quality data abilities. No juju, not NTV. Now available on iPhone. And yen. What are we doing today?
Thanks for calling Bastion
Since
HMO.
I signed up with Bastion HMO, I don't worry about hospital bills. I get access to top quality healthcare and still save enough for other things. They even help me pre-book my doctor's appointments. Bastion HMO also gives me access to over 1,700 hospitals and clinics with the freedom to switch whenever. I feel so in control of my finances and health.
Call 0800 Bastion or visit www.bastionhmo.com to purchase a plan that suits your needs. Bastion Health, the HMO that puts you in control.
Kwaba.ng Kwaba. Kwaba day for you. You want to rent a house? Kwaba.ng. You want to renew your rent? Kwaba.ng. Kwaba. Kwaba will pay your rent. Kwaba pay for you. Rent now. Kwaba. Rent now. Kwaba. Rent now.
Kwaba.ng. It's now late.
You can also pay for your rent or instead the top with .ng. Kwaba will pay your rent. Kwaba will pay for you. Kwaba.
Oh, the only detergent that keeps my time fresh. I know the waste time to wash. I thought my clothes are the best. Why go less? You can't wash it out. Need to Viva. Use Viva. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your money. Use Viva. Viva. Oh, Viva.
Viva detergent, a quality cleaning powder from Aspira.
My country people, remember say any decision when we take get better and bad results? Yes, so even self, if the palaver when we dey face go stop or continue, now we decision matter. Condition when Nigeria dey, shey e dey sweet you? Shey Nigeria economy and security situation wey don war not dey affect you plus include your family? Shey your business and life dey sweet you? Chai, see Nigeria education, see we health sector, kai, work itself not dey. Shey we go trust our life again, give bad driver? Mbanu. But why? Why now? Must we continue to vote for bad leadership when they scatter with future and plans? Brother, sister, suffering plus include hardship, not sabi religion, tribe plus include language. The man when be say we fit trust to help position Nigeria, he don't show face. His name now Peter Obi. He don't tanda kwete to rescue Nigeria. Ngwanu, may we take Nigeria back. Vote Obi Dati for president.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
Your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
I'm Sandra Ezekwesili, Lagos. Good evening. How's it going? Before the break, I told you that Stears has published its election poll. There are quite a few things about this poll that are very different. I told you that this poll is actually predicting a winner. Most of the other polls showed a clear leader, but inconclusive prediction. Then I told you that this poll is predicting two different winners depending on turnout. Steers says that if turnout is high, Peter Obi of the Labour Party will win, but if turnout is low, Bola Tinubu of the APC will win. Thirdly, Steers says this is the first ever Nigerian poll that also includes a predictive model. And before the break, I explained what a predictive model is, and I told you why it was important. But I know someone just tuned in right now, so let me give them like a refresher. If you listen to Hard Facts all the time, you know that we cover a lot of polls. Whenever they come out, we cover them. We end up talking about undecided voters, voters who refuse to say who they were supporting. Most times the number is so high, the poll is inconclusive. And I gave you the example of the ANAP polls before the break. Peter Obi had higher percentages than any other candidate in those polls, but the percentage of silent voters in those polls were so high that if you added it to the runners-up, they would overtake Obi. So based on those polls that came out then, you could not predict an Obi victory. That's where predictive model comes in. It allows Steers predict how a respondent would vote, even if they refuse to say, this is how I will vote. And before the break, I explained how it works. It's not juju, it's not jazz. The survey asks voters multiple questions: your age, gender, income level, education level, religion, ethnicity, how you rank issues, all those type of things. And based on a combination of answers, you place the respondents in different groups. Based on that, you check each group, or you can check each group, and whether there are plenty Tinubu supporters there, or Atiku supporters there, or Shore supporters, Kwankwaso, Obi. And based on that, even if a person refuses to say this is who I will vote for, you can predict how that person will vote. Those people are called silent voters, but you can predict based on other answers they've given you. And like I told you before the break, Steers did not invent this system. Now, Lagos, you know Steers. Steers is always on Hard Facts, talking to us about policy, data, numbers, all those kind of things. And they didn't invent this predictive model system. It's called Probit model. If you have a statistician friend, they know what I'm talking about. If there's a statistician listening to me right now, she or he knows what I'm talking about. They will tell you that Probit models are used all over the world in various fields for predictive modeling. And based on their Probit models, Steers saw a strong preference for Obi. But that wasn't enough, because remember, no be everybody we talk say them go vote, we go. That's right. So if a poll is going to be reliable, it should be able to separate likely voters from less likely voters. Steers says that they've done that. That's why they have two predictions based on voter turnout. They say that if voter turnout is high, Peter Obi will win. They predict that Peter Obi will have a 9% lead over his opponents, and he will get the 25% in 2/3 of the states if turnout is high. They are predicting 41% for Obi, and 31% for Tinubu, and 20% for Atiku. But if turnout is low, Steers says Bola Tinubu will win. They're predicting 39% for Bola Tinubu, 32% for Obi, and 22% for Atiku. Steers says that this is because Obi has more support among newer and less experienced voters, and those groups of voters are the ones more likely to relax on election day. Generally, they have Peter Obi leading in North Central, Southeast, and South South. Atiku leads in the Northwest and Northeast. Tinubu leads in the Southwest. By the way, like I told you on today's, I think it was the first half fact or second half fact, when I launched the show, Stears used the largest sample size so far. They used 6,220 respondents. I asked Chief Andy Oboforibo about that number. He used to be a monitoring and evaluation consultant for the World Bank, and he ran dozens of surveys for the World Bank when he was doing monitoring and evaluation there. And so I asked him about it, and he told me that 6,000 is a very high sample size for the total number of Nigerian voters. He also said that he was comfortable with the way Stears broke down those respondents by state and by age group. So that's the Stears poll and predictive model. I'm working to get Stears on the show so that they can defend their model for you and answer your questions. Hopefully I get them on the show on Thursday. If we can't get them on the show on Thursday, we'll get them on the show on Monday to talk about it. But right now, tell me what you think about these two predictions based on outcome. What do you think about the methodology that they used? And what do you think about Atiku's showing in both scenarios? Because they have Atiku coming third with 20% if Obi wins based on turnout, and 22% if Tinubu wins based on turnout. What do you think about that? What do you think about their two predictions? 0700993-993-993. That's for men. Women, call us on 01-465-7190. If you're a statistician, I'd love to hear from you as well. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you, Sandra. Engineer Nee from Yaba.
Welcome, Engineer.
Yes, that is social media prediction.
Okay.
And the people call it bubuyaya.
Okay.
Cannot hold water at all.
Okay.
They are just doing their own.
Okay.
They cannot. What they are doing, in fact, Obi is not in the equation.
Okay.
They are just trying to make themselves happy.
Okay.
Concerning Osun State, let me tell you, the river issue that they used, the three reports were not taken to cognizance. The best result was not taken to cognizance during the delivery of the judgment. And that is why APC should not be happy. Tinubu went to campaign in Osun State recently. He said they fought 3.5 years to get Osun State during the round for Aregbe. And we know what passed, what passed under the ground, that Ayo Salami case. This issue will never be forgotten in the mind of anybody in Nigeria.
Okay.
And that is why the National Assembly could not pass him, let him be appointed as a substantive officer in the Aso Rock.
Okay.
They should stop all this shenanigans. We need a sound. INEC is at fault. Agoke came last 2 weeks or last week to say that they should also appeal that case. It is a reflection of people's wish. The civil servants are being owed 15 months' salary. How can you say that people will vote for you? And people have been petitioned. Alpha Beta's agent is also there controlling the finance of people of Osun State. Civil servants have, even to get your leave bonus, you have to pay through your nose, right? To get your leave bonus. My people are there. I'm from Osun State. That's why I'm saying so. People should be careful. The judiciary is on fire. This Ariwola man. So we have Kayode, Ariwola, Kayode Esho. We have Ademola Tokunbo. We have all of them that are Yoruba that are behave very well at judiciary. They should not let all those things that are occurring repeat themselves during the general election.
All right. Thank you very much for calling 99.3. Hello. Hello. Sorry about that. Call back if you can. Good evening.
Hello. Good evening, Sandra.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm fine. I am Ezedun from Surrey.
Welcome, Ezedun.
Thank you very much. I don't have any issue with the poll.
Okay.
It indicates the wishes of Nigeria. But what I am interested here is INEC.
Okay.
Sandra, INEC must make sure that they monitor their staff and the election well.
Okay.
Remember the forces that try to use DSS to push MFLA out. If not the intervention of the president, they failed. The same forces that are sabotaging the CBN new money policy, they are strong. I cannot rule them out that they must be in one way or the other interfere with the election. But INEC must sit tight. I am afraid of Chinese products. If those gadgets are imported from Chinese, Sandra, they have a lot of work to do.
All right. Oh, sorry. Thank you very much for calling. Most of the world is made in China, to be honest with you. So I don't know why we still say these things we say about Chinese products, but okay. We've got TA joining us from Finland. TA, how you doing?
Hi, Sandra. I'm doing well.
Welcome.
And
Go
you?
ahead. I'm okay. Welcome.
I didn't want to talk before, but when I heard that engineer, whoever, now I was just laughing because I think that man does not understand what scientific data is.
Okay.
So I took my time to study the
poll.
data of the poll and the Stears results. I think out of all the polls that have been conducted so far, this is the best poll so far because all the other polls just call people. They don't do enough of analytical assessment of the call. But you see, this Stears poll did a lot of analysis, and looking at the results, they are very, very realistic results in the sense that indeed, if there is a high voter turnout, it is so sure that Obi is going to take the day.
Okay.
But if there is a low voter turnout, indeed, Tinubu will really take the day.
Okay.
So anybody that is deceiving himself, thinking that this is a social media prediction, is just living in cloud nine, what do they call it?
Okay.
So what I would say concerning this poll is that the support group of obedience, they should really work hard in making sure that people turn out. I commented on their page. I said that the only fear I have about this poll is that now they have given the Agbados a secret. They may now begin to do a strategy on violence on how to make sure that people will not turn out. That's the only fear I have. But if the violence is curtailed and people indeed turn out, they will be surprised. In fact, even Lagos, they will be shocked. They will eat breakfast on that day. I was telling some people that many people are already traveling from abroad now, coming to Nigeria to come and travel. The other day I was listening to your program. There was a guy who called you from Ghana saying that they are already mobilizing to come.
Yeah.
So these people don't know that people are already mobilizing to come back
and vote.
To come and vote.
Right.
Adding it to the new voters and the enthusiasm of the people that will vote. And I'm telling you, this year Southeastern vote will be quite more than what they expect. So looking at everything, Stears poll is quite 80% accurate for me.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, TA, for calling. 99.3, hello. Hello.
Hello, Sandra.
Thanks for calling, sir. What's your name?
Yeah, the name is Joseph.
Welcome, Joseph. Tell me what you think.
Yes, what I think is that in all of this, where I usually have problems is when they give the requirement for every union is when...
Sorry, your voice is fading away. Joseph, your voice has faded away almost completely now. Let me go very quickly to WhatsApp and take some comments. Ayaba Esteri in Badagry says, I think the Stears poll is spot on. It agrees completely with my prediction of October 31st above, which I sent to your program. Oh yeah, I can see that you're quoting that message from October. Unfortunately, I can't open it to see. You also say, Ayaba, that INEC's response is good but incomplete. It needs to prosecute all those who officiated in the areas where there was overvoting. We must begin to see people actually go to jail. Ayaba, thank you for your message. The problem is with INEC staff. From every stage of the election process, INEC staff have been compromising, starting with PVC registration to collection. They collude with the ruling party to sabotage us. Nobody is punished. This is the fear of every patriotic Nigerian. The chairman of INEC can promise free and fair elections, but he's not going to be everywhere. However, we will hold INEC responsible. All right. Thank you very much for your message. You didn't leave your name. We've got someone who says this Stears production is very unrealistic. We sit here in Lagos and start predicting. The highest number of voters are the north. The southern voters will be shared between Obi and Tinubu. Well, did you hear the part where they spoke with 6,000 people from the 36 states of Nigeria? Did you miss that part? Okay, we've got this message here. Sandra, you are talking about, who's this? Chris from Akwanga, Nasarawa State. Chris says, I pray INEC doesn't play pranks on us because we're sick and tired of all of their jokes. Okay, Chris. Ganiat Jumoke says, I agree with this poll so much. I think I've taken this particular survey. I was asked several questions, including the situation of the country, the parties I recognize, down the party I would vote for in the coming election. Even if you don't say the parties you would vote for, it's obvious they can predict the winner with the questions they asked. May the best one win. All right, Ganiat Jumoke, thank you for your message. This one from Clemento says the electoral fails even the selection was rise. All right, Clemento, thank you. Now, and it's conduct is her. I did go about this. All correct. Those downplaying the results of these polls are those unhappy with the outcome of the result. All right, Peter. Mike from Ikeja says, as per the poll by Stears, I cannot speak much about it until I hear the parameters and variables embedded in their survey. Meanwhile, I just hope there are no spins or machinations to all these permutations with motives. But then again, is anything ever done by man without motive? Okay. Well, it's available online. It's not even for sale. You don't even have to pay a subscription or anything. It's available. Just search Stears election poll. Stears election poll. You see it on their website. You can just read it for yourself. It's really long. It's a really long report. It has graphs. It has data. It breaks down everything they did. It breaks down their methodology. So go check it out for yourself and then let me know what you think. 99.3. Hello.
Yeah, hello, good evening.
Good evening. I've got 1 minute for you. What's your name, sir?
Okay, my name is Emilian. I'm calling from Lagos.
Welcome. Go ahead.
Okay, so I think that the poll, all right, is not, first of all, the callers that have called so far have not yet understood, the metrics that have gone against the poll that Stears has used in this poll.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I feel like the poll, has to be contested in the sense that if you have high turnout, if you have a high incidence of turnout, all right, it could statistically mean that, probably every 7 out of 10 people vote for one certain candidate, all right?
Right.
So when these numbers are devolved to a lower statistic, it also means that this same variable holds. It means that if 7 in 10 people, all right, vote for a certain candidate, it also means that 3 out of 4 are also going to vote for the other candidate, all right? So if Stears are saying that they take into consideration certain demographics, certain background, religious ethnicity, it also means that if that high number ensures a certain result, specificity, it also means that since the lesser number is also consummated, it's also like a subset of that high number, it means that the results should not change.
Okay.
For me, I think that the reason why these polls are coming out, why a new poll is coming out, and why you spend probably almost 3 minutes or more trying to validate, the veracity or the integrity of the polls, is because there could be elements who have seen other polls and are now trying to introduce other, I call them vanity metrics.
Okay.
To actually introduce, a certain, because all the polls.
I wish I could. Can you stay on the line? Just hang on. Don't hang up, okay? Just stay on the line, okay? I need to take a break. Stay on the line. Stay on the line.
All right.
Wake up, sleepyhead. It's Girls' Day Out.
Fine. What's the plan for today?
Okay, so we have a 9 a.m. hair and nail appointment at the salon. At 3 p.m., we're going to watch the new superhero movie. Have drinks with Emeka and his friend at 6. At 8, we're going to try out the new restaurant at the mall and...
All that in one day? How?
Easy, my love. Start your day with a bowl of cereal made specially with Olympic milk. And let's get going.
Enjoy the goodness of Olympic milk to own your day. Olympic milk.
stay active.
Everyone is at the table for lunch. Mom is bringing in the jollof rice. And then...
John!
Sorry, Mom.
Hello? Can I order some jollof rice to be delivered?
Mama saves the day. Lunch is here.
Mom, I got some Coke too.
Just come and eat, Joe.
Cook up memorable moments because family lunch and an ice cold Coke make a recipe for wonder. Coca-Cola, real wonder.
Look around you. You'll realize that we are all we have. Our heritage, passion, and shared ambition for a great future is what keeps us going. And that's why we choose VerveCard, Nigeria's #1 payment card. The first indigenous payment card out of Africa and accepted in over 180 countries. Trusted for everything and anything payment, empowering you to live the good life. Ask your bank for a VerveCard and Verve up today.
Verve. Enjoy the good life.
Isn't it beyond extraordinary owning a smartphone with a distinctive retractable portrait lens camera on an eco-friendly back cover designed with a sleek cinema-like mute-smooth screen, a super fast charge battery, and PC-level large memory? Go for the new Techno Phantom X2 today and get a free Phantom Razor toothbrush or a trolley travel case. Also enjoy 24 months warranty, 100 days broken screen warranty, and free data on a 5G network for up to 12 months. Hurry now to select retail stores while offer lasts. T's and C's apply. Techno, stop at nothing.
Kelvin, my colleagues will be in town, and we need good vehicles to rent for the period.
I got you covered, bro. You can find great choices on the Urban